And we're live. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to Rising Phoenix. Good morning. Thanks for being here. Shout out to P9123 and Carrie Ann Jones. Thank you for being here. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to the entrepreneurs, the stay-at-home moms and pops, the retirees. Shout out to the drivers out there. I have a special thing for the drivers. Shout out to my brother Troy Star Trucking Vlogs on YouTube. Still remember to go over to Troy's channel, support his channel. That's Troy Star's Trucking Vlogs on YouTube. Shout out to every single clean-hearted, good-hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. Shout out to you. You're a good person. Listen, here we are this morning. Every day is like a soap opera we're living in. Every day something else happens that grabs headlines. If it's not multiple people being killed somewhere, death toll over 707 months, and all this other stuff, it's leaders are being assassinated and all this other stuff. So we have to talk up the things, right? I'm sipping my tea this morning. In my cup is elderberry and echinacea. Let me take a sip and come shout out my first 10 people, and then we'll get on with the show. Shout out to Lisa Watkins, Nicole Bazar, First Lady, Laura Newman, Anthony Bearer, Richie Shiva, and Annabella Unstoppable, Rose Unstoppable, Emma Inspire, Marie B, Stacey Ann Williams, Andreen Stewart, and Maureen McFarlane. If I didn't call your name, then you already know how it is. I'd spend all morning giving shout outs. But shout out to you. Big up to Darky35 and Kim Wood. Those are the last two I'm seeing on the screen. Shout out to each and every one of you, man. It's up, up, up. On this Thursday morning, we got a whole lot of things to talk about because a whole lot of things have been happening. Morning, 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 King Biggs. Morning. Listen, we all saw it yesterday. We all saw it yesterday. We all saw it yesterday. The president of Haiti was assassinated. Now, the video that I put up yesterday, I want people to understand this about me, okay? I don't do breaking news. I keep saying this, but people keep saying, oh, you leotard. Wait, I don't do breaking news. I don't break news. If you want breaking news, go to the major news entities. They have journalists on the ground. They know stuff before stuff even happened, like what's leading up to what. So I can never do breaking news. And when I do cover what is headlining in the news, it's never because I just come and read it like the news. 12 men shot on SouFLoTV street, 4 taken to the hospital, the rest died. End of story. I never do those kind of things. I'm not a news reporter. I dig up information. So for those of you who listen to my videos, you will hear all the information. Like the video I put up yesterday about his assassination was for others who did not understand any of what was going on. Because until he was assassinated, I myself did not understand anything that was going on. As soon as I heard of the assassination, instead of me just doing a video saying, oh, he was assassinated like a million other channels did yesterday, from major news entities to just a regular vlogger to whoever, I went and I did some research, okay? And in the video, I gave you all the information leading up to his assassination. So you have a clear picture. Therefore, we live in a world of information. This is the information age. You can't sit around and be like, talk about something, and there's information there readily available for you, and you're not using it. So I wanted to put everybody on Front Street so everybody understood what this was all about. Now, there's another video that I did some research on this morning. I've been up for quite some time, and I've already put that video together. This video will explain to you what happened when they went into the house, who else was in the house, what happened to the people, the mercenaries, the people who actually did the shooting, and a bunch of other things. Who took over, what that person is doing now, and all this other stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on that you just need to know. So stay tuned for that other video, the follow-up, what happened to his wife, etc., etc. So stay tuned for that video. What I'm going to talk about this morning on this video is Jamaica versus Haiti, as far as Jamaica's relationship with Haiti. And we're going to talk about, we're going to try to answer this question. I said in the video yesterday that the similar thing could happen in Jamaica. Again, you know how some Jamaican people are. You chat too much, you're coming like one big informer. That's one of the comments under the video. You chat too much, you're coming like one big informer. Yeah. Other people are saying, why would you want to wish that kind of stuff on Jamaica? That's not me wishing anything on Jamaica. That's me looking at the way things are going and how. Let me explain something to you. Haiti is 90 miles off the coast of Jamaica. Just 90 miles. I could drive that in no time. 1 hour. 90 miles an hour. I'm there already. Hence the reason why these speedboats are able to go back and forth. And there is something called the Haiti-Jamaica guns and drugs trade. Guns for drugs trade. Don't take my word for it. Go look it up. It's been published many times over. Our law enforcement officials and government officials have told us this more than many times over. So there's an active gun for drugs trade. A lot of drugs moving between Jamaica and Haiti. A lot of illegal guns are moving between Jamaica and Haiti. Haiti is destabilized. Haiti has been destabilized forever. Many of us would argue that there are outside forces working to destabilize Jamaica as well. When I say that this thing can happen in Jamaica, it can. It can happen in any country. They assassinated the president of the United States of America before. Does not history teach us that? Remember the Kennedy brother? Out in the open, he was assassinated. So it can happen anywhere. So it's not me wishing it on Jamaica. It's me telling you that it can happen, especially given the way that things are going in Jamaica. Somebody said to me yesterday in an off-the-line conversation, said, SouFLo, this is the reason why Andrew Holness plays the game. He has to play the game. They all have to play the game. Most of these so-called third world leaders have to be a part of a certain agenda. If they decide to go rogue, if they decide to say, listen, this isn't working. This isn't working for my country. I'm not going with it. He won't be there much longer. He won't be there much longer. He better take an early resignation and go reside in France or Switzerland somewhere if he decides to go against the grain. So at the end of the day, it's not Andrew's agenda that's running Jamaica. It is the mighty hand that we cannot see. Some of these comments are very festive this morning, so I'm going to read through a couple of them. Blair Boyd says, what is happening in Haiti? It is nothing new at all. Also in the United States, there are several presidents who got killed in the United States. The last president they tried on was Reagan, okay? Leaders do get assassinated. Third world leaders are even easier to get assassinated. They're even easier to get to. When you think about who might be coming for them. I see a lot of people saying the Haitian people are braver than Jamaican people. When is Jamaica going to do the same thing? what happened in Haiti yesterday with President Moise, that was not the Haitian people. The Haitian people are too busy throwing rocks, lighting truck tires and car tires in the streets. Majority of them are powerless to go to that level. It wasn't an easy feat to execute him, to assassinate him. It wasn't an easy task. But whoever did it were highly trained, highly skilled, and it was easy for them to do it. The average Haitian is not highly trained, highly skilled in that type of pulling off that type of a maneuver. Okay? So some people are saying that can't happen to Bro God, which is Andrew Holness, by the way. That's who them affectionately call him, Bro God. That can't happen to Bro God. No way, no deal. He's too highly protected. Like I said, it's not the Haitian people that did that. And if it was to happen to Andrew Holness, it would not be the Jamaican people that were able to do it. Right? Again, it'll be the unseen hand. We're wondering who the unseen hand is. See, sometimes when I talk, it's not for everybody. Some people know you can't, some things are better off unsaid if you can't find a better way to say it. So sometimes you just have to read between the lines like this. Some of us are saying that unseen hand is France. That unseen hand is the USA. That unseen hand is Canada. That unseen hand is the United Nations. That unseen hand is, I don't know. I just know that it wasn't the Haitian people that did that, and that unseen hand was obviously in play. You can say whoever you think it is. Say whoever you think it is. But your words are guessing, just like mine. Sips tea hard. Yeah. There are outside forces working behind the assassination, says Account Clark. Obviously. Virtuous woman, good morning. Morning thoughts, and we're up and running. Blair Bird said that some of these people are trying to comparing Jamaica with Haiti. It wouldn't happen to Jamaica so easy because he has several highly. You're still not getting this, are you? You're still not getting this. Let me tell you something. It wouldn't happen to it wouldn't happen to Andrew Holness, not because he has several highly skilled trained bodyguards. That's not why it would happen. The president of Haiti had several trained, highly skilled bodyguards. I don't know what's your perception of Haiti is, but when most people think of Haiti, they think of Haiti like how we think of Africa. Those of us who have been bamboozled and brainwashed to think that Africa is just this big, desolate place of cannibals and wild humans and subhuman conditions, and there is no wealth there, and there are no people living there that's living good. Ain't no black people there that's highly educated and wealthy, and none of this. When you think of it like that, then you could say that. Okay? Haiti has its beautiful side. Haiti has its wealthy people. It is pretty much like Jamaica. You know, when you compare zinc fence community to upper, what you call it, up there, so let's call the place, let's give it a fancy name. Upper Hollywood, or, you know, upper rich people heights. When you compare the two, it's the same thing that's going on in Haiti. It's the same damn thing. And when you think of Africa, it's the same thing that's going on in Africa. So don't think of these places like there's no way they can have President Moise, there's no way he could have had highly skilled, trained professionals who would have protected him. No way he could have that, because that's Haiti and they're poor. So he just have some, like my granny would say, him just have some fenke soldier around him. No, he had highly skilled, highly trained men around him. The next video I put up on that topic will also include all that information as well. See, when you understand certain levels to this, you'll understand certain things. I've told a couple of people now, I said, there are guys that jump out of an airplane miles up. I'm talking about above where the airplanes fly, commercial. They jump out and they find their way into your backyard or on your rooftop quietly. You wouldn't even hear them land. And they'll come in and they'll execute that mission and they'll leave. And if it's a shootout, they'll shoot their way out and they'll leave. And it'll take a team of 4 to 8 to do it. You can't fathom these things, so you're thinking local. The people of Haiti won't take the foolishness anymore. Jamaica needs to do the same thing. I don't wish that on Andrew. I don't wish anybody assassinate him. I'm not wishing for that. I'm not wishing for that kind of a chaos in Jamaica at all. Worst of all, I'm not wishing that for him as a man. He's a man with his own family. He's a Jamaican man with his own family. So whether he is in office, not acting like he cares about the country and not making certain things happen for us, it still does not warrant his death. All that warrants is the intelligence of the people to rise up when it's time to vote, do it the democratic way, vote him out. Make your vote count so much that there is no discrepancy, there is no doubt that he was voted out. And that goes for any leader that you don't approve of. Not assassination, right? I'm a firm believer in what goes around comes around, and what you wish for others, you better wish it for yourself too. Because you see, the laws of karma, they're very real. Me no wish bad for nobody. And when I tell you that, I really, really mean it. Because I don't want no bad coming back to me because I sent that energy out to somebody else to destroy somebody else. Right? But you got to understand the levels to this. George Christopher, George Plush Creations. I appreciate you greatly. Thank you so much. Every time I see that George Plush Creations, I think of a business. And I keep saying, advertise your business here. But you don't. So feel free to. I appreciate you. Ramakan. There you go. There you go. And I could go way deeper into that, but I won't. Not with, I just won't. Okay? So the poor Haitian people didn't have nothing to do with that. They wanted him out. As you can see, respect the power of the people. As you can see, if there's any doubt that those people wanted him out for whatever reason, then look at the protests. When hundreds of thousands of people show up in the streets to say they want you out, they want you out. That's the majority of the people speaking. That's something that we don't do in Jamaica. I've never seen hundreds of thousands of Jamaicans show up in the streets demanding anything from any government official or demanding their resignation or anything like that. You know, somebody said Jamaicans not do that. You buy them a box food and a cold drink and give them a couple of dollars and then friend you again. Voting for you for sure. Following you to the end. Show our power till I die. Labor right our PNP till I die. And all you got to do is come back around every couple of years and give them some more. You know, kill 2 goats over there so and do some curry goat and white rice and string up a song and sing about your clocks. Yeah? And when you get that new shoes, that daddy, and them say, "Ray, boom, 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 boom." See that? In my field with people. And that kind of stuff. It's too easy to manipulate Jamaican people, is what the person was saying. So We won't be out in the streets tearing up anything anytime soon. We'll just continue complaining for years. Lord, them road I want fixed from me at 6 years old. Remember this. I know me at 36 years old and my car just dropping at the same hole. Them politicians are wicked. Them take all of the money. Look on the theme house. Look on which part him live. Watch him Range Rover and him X6 and him. Them people are wicked. Politicians don't like poor people. That's all we're good for. And worse, now that we have the internet, we could talk even more like this with nobody seeing us because we just put up an emoji as our icon. No, so we are talking foolishness and we're weak-hearted. Weak-hearted and talking foolishness. So we just hide behind icons now and find people like SouFLo and say stuff like, you chat too much. You come in like a big informer. And you know, hey, this is way beyond the people of Haiti. Way beyond the people of Haiti. Okay? The people of Haiti are small in this. Yes, they wanted him out. Yes, they were protesting to get him out. You know, that's something that we call divide and conquer. It's like you and your brother fighting, right? And I step in. I don't care for you or your brother. I want the house and the land that your parents left for you and your brother. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to side with one of you brothers. I'm going to make sure you have, oh, you don't have no gun. No, man, you can't chop him, because I'm chop your back and he might survive. So here what? I give you a Chris 9. See? Load it with an extended clip. Next time him talk to you about deal with him. Pop, pop, pop. Kill your own brother. Now he's out the way. I just have to worry about you. I didn't do nothing to him. You did. All right. You too easy because I already manipulated you into killing your brother. So now I can do my magic on you. You're at my mercy now. I could set you up to get rid of you too, but not before we get all the paperwork in place and all that while you're alive. So it seems like you had a part of this. You signed that house and that land over to us. We were not. You guys were over there killing each other, and somewhere in the battle, he put up the house and the land for sale because he said that it meant too much to him to keep it. It was hurtful. This is where, so he sold it to me for $2. I couldn't believe it when I went in there. He said $2. And I had $2 in my pocket that day. So I said, bam, bam. And he pulled the paper out and we signed the paper out. Went and got my attorney and my lying liar. He might go show up and make sure everything twist up right. And we signed the paper. So, hey, I didn't take their house. They gave it to us basically for $2. And they ended up killing off each other. Now who's in power? Every time you go by that house, you'll see me. Hi, neighbor. Gotta understand how things work, okay? When them talk about divide and conquer, that's not no made up stuff. That is real tactics. Real, that's been used forever. Forever. It's the same divide and conquer that they use to have black people saying, light-skinned niggas, I mean, I like them. It's the really dark-skinned person saying that, right? And then you have dark-skinned people saying something else. So now you have light against dark. And then you have fat against skinny, and then you have those who speak too much patois against those who speak refined English from the Queen's book. And then you have, yeah, and divide and divide and divide and find as many things to divide them and keep them living in a divisive way for as long as you can. It's easy then to go in, pick a side, arm that side, have that side get rid of the next side, and you control the side that's left. And when you're ready to get rid of them too, you just start picking them off one by one. They're too easy. Uptown versus downtown, upper town, downer town, yeah. Ghetto versus who up on the hill. Those with degrees versus those who do manual labor. Rich versus poor. Light skin versus dark skin, Christian versus Muslim versus Jew versus Hindu. It's all division. It's all divide and rule though. The secret hand. Hey man, I was when the news broke yesterday, I was like, Awendo. What did he do? His bosses said move and he said no. That's what the hell happened. Now, I don't know on what particular subject they said move and he said no on, but whatever it was big enough for them to say, you're getting a bit out of place, ain't you? You're getting a bit uppity, ain't you? Okay. We're going to have to show this boy who really controls things. Tell him move again. This is his last chance. And beat up him chest and said, no, I'm not move. I'm not doing it. It could be from signing a paper to accept certain things in his country that he refused to. It could be also, it could be all kinds of things. It could be all kinds of things. It could be that he was put in power by one backing party faction entity and another backing party faction entity is warring for that same place right there. Haiti might not seem rich to you. Haiti is a strategic point in the Caribbean, just like Jamaica is, for transatlantic shipping and many other things. When you talk about the movement of guns and drugs that then goes out to America, Canada, Europe, and now we have also what? Human trading. Big business going on there. You're talking hundreds of millions of dollars. You're talking massive wealth. But hey, me not really know nothing. But just chat like me, I want informer. Yeah, some of my brothers and sisters are so ignorant, man, and their anger is so misplaced. That's why it's dangerous enlightening ignorant people. Some ignorant people will kill you, literally kill you, for you trying to tell them the truth or try to open their eyes. And I really see now, I forgot who said it, the more you know, the less you will say. I heard KRS-One say it. I don't know if y'all know who KRS-One is, but KRS-One said it one time. He says, someone told him when he was much younger, the more you know, the less you will say. You'll see. And he says, damn, I understand it now. I think he's like 50-something years old now. He said, I get it now. The more you know, the less you'll say. Worse, you saying it to people who love their ignorance. They'll slaughter you for that. Boy, chat too much. Come around here, I go on like say I know everything. Yo, I'm gonna like that boy there, dog. Big informer, you know. Do you even know what an informant is? If I'm giving you information that has to do with what just took place, information that I'm sure you didn't know. I didn't know it. I'm pretty sure you didn't know some of those things in the video. And I'm giving you information just so you can understand a situation that just took place that everybody is in uproar about. You would prefer to just walk around not knowing anything and just be like, oh, repeating the same thing everybody else is repeating. Oh, they just assassinated the prime minister or the president of Haiti. Oh, they just assassinated the president of Haiti. And then you start making stuff up. I wonder when did, you know. Yeah, you know, so them man, them youngsters still in a dog and the man that control over so, you know, and them. You just listen to the foolishness rather than getting some facts. So somebody asked me yesterday in that video, SouFlo, if you did your research properly, you would not have said blah, blah, blah. I'm like, if you listen to the video from beginning to end, I gave you my sources. I like to tell people where I get stuff from. And sometimes when I find information, the thing is like pages and pages long, and I can't read that in one video because most of you won't even watch the video for more than 5 minutes before you think you know the whole conversation and everything that happened and you're commenting. So I try to compile as much as I can, and then the rest, I'm like, whoever is interested enough, they'll listen, and then they'll be like, okay, boom, he just said it. All right, go over here. So put that in. Oh, okay, and then that will lead you to, and now you're in the money. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to facilitate. Who want to get it, man. Who don't want to get it, don't get it. Who wants to remain ignorant and talk foolishness all the time and try to look like you're important talking foolishness, then go ahead and do that too. It's your life to live. Hey, can't tell you who for me. Listen, what went on in Haiti could very much go on in Jamaica. Yes, it could very much happen in Jamaica, but it won't. You know why it won't? Do you know why it won't? 1,400 murder per year, with several more missing, failed state. Do you know why it won't happen in Jamaica? Bro Shaka, good morning and thank you. Manners and respect. There's somebody else I need to shout out and thank. I'm sorry. Andreen Stewart, I appreciate you greatly. Thank you. Just there, I run off my mouth and I get caught up. I get caught up. Anybody else I didn't shout out? My apologies. But Andreen, thank you. And Bro Shaka, thank you. Somebody says, yes, it could if the government doesn't decide to play ball. Exactly. Exactly. You know what that makes me think now? Certain things that we are blame Bro God for. He don't have no control. Matter of fact, he probably knows that if I try to ball up myself and go against what I've been told to do, because you know some people are under the impression that a prime minister or a president is of absolute control. Them run things. They put everything in order. They don't. They are a figurehead. Even I sometimes have to remind myself that because I look at him and I'm like, man, when Andrew Holness took office, I was hopeful, you know, young, vibrant, intelligent, coming in. Sure, he's coming in with fresh ideas. UE alumni, all this. I'm sure he's coming in with fresh new ideas and he's going to shake things up and change things. Simple things. Let's establish that DNA database. Let's fishbowl the place. That means cameras everywhere. Let's make sure that we start, whatever it is, marking off and naming these cuts and corners and lane yasa, lane desa. So we turn them into known places, streets, and then we surveil the place by drones. And let's start by making changes that are going to help us to create a deterrent. One of our biggest problems is the murder rate, right? What do you think is fueling the murder rate in Jamaica? The gun and drugs trade is fueling the murder rate. Even if you want to put scammers in there, scammer get their money and a woolly pipe. And when they get their money, some other people around them know so they got that money. It's like robbing a drug dealer. What you gonna do? Go tell the police that I took away your coke? No, you're gonna have to fight that out on the street level. So what scammer does next? Scammer link with the man them who have the link to the big guns them. I know it's all out warfare in the streets because my brethren them now make you come rob me when me have everybody over here eating good. So it's guns out, suns out, guns out, blazing. All this is connected. All this is connected. It's closer to home than we think it is. But it's not gonna happen. Because bro God, yes, it's not because he has the most skilled protection. I'll be honest with you, and this is no disrespect to Jamaica law enforcement, whether you're a soldier or Coast Guard or police, or no disrespect. But I've seen highly trained. I've worked with highly trained. I've been highly trained. I know a whole different level of this. Okay? Bro got security them when have run right now is nothing. For running and take over. Nothing. I'm gonna say it again. They're nothing for a run in and take over. They're that on a local level, and yeah, them brave and them can fight and them train and all this, but there's a whole other level to this. Okay? He's playing the game. Somebody said we need legislations to stop crime. Legislations can't necessarily stop crime, my friend. We need, yes, in a sense it could, because deterrence. Deterrence, like one of the things I talk about all the time. A man chop off a woman's head, go in, and the judge starts consideration for sentence at 30 years. That's what she start our consideration, you know. A sensible judge know what I say. I'm starting my consideration for you at 100 years. So either way, you are not coming out. Oh, you say you're sorry? Okay, now we're down to 50. Oh, you're 40 already. Ah, so you'll be out when you'll be eligible for parole when you're 90. No, right now, man, chop off a woman head and go in there. I'm sorry, it was I got emotional. She left me, and my heart couldn't take it. I'm see her with the next man, I'm kill her. 19 years for a guilty plea. 20 years. Slaughter another human being. 20 years. Eligible for parole in 15 or 10. That alone feeds. Because the next man look at that and he's like, "I'm not giving me no time. Hey boy, I mean, mash you up and go lay down in prison for you, you know." He's right. He'll probably be out in a few years. So all those things need to change. There's a lot of stuff that needs to change. And on the books, like I mentioned yesterday, we didn't change much. We pretty much kept the same thing from colonial times till now. The same structure. This, I don't know who this person is, but welcome to the platform, and put this person in timeout. All right, so you go into timeout for now, like a little unruly child that you are. Blair Boyd, what SouFLoTV is saying is all nonsense, because gunshots respect no one. The only thing that the United States will do is bomb other countries, but their security is no better than Jamaica. You're in love with Jamaica, and I understand that. I understand that, Blair Boyd. You're in love with Jamaica, and you know it's that false sense of security. It's that extra patriotism. We are the best. I came back from Europe, and when I was at school, when I was at university here, there was this white lady that was in my class, and you know, one of those soccer moms, stay at home. She drives a big $65,000 SUV, luxury SUV, and she talks about what her husband does and all this other stuff, right? Husband never did a day in the military or anything. I messed around one morning. We were talking about recycling and who is ahead in the world, and how to turn waste into power, and who's doing all that, blah blah. That was where the conversation was, and I said Germany is way ahead of the US, and her patriotism jumped out. Remember, you know, she's so patriotic. She never did not one day, not even as a reserve. But you're so patriotic. I'll fight and I'll die for this. Where? In the classroom? You're going to fight me in the classroom and die for it in the classroom? Huh? Did your husband serve? No, because she said no, because he had a heart murmur, and they said that he wanted to go though, but I don't have to ask you. I don't have to ask you. Nina Sky, I appreciate you. Thank you. D Mac, big up yourself. Thank you. I don't have to ask you. You haven't been where I've been. I don't have to argue with you. I just worry about the people who you might have on my platform following your foolishness. Because then they're going to be like, I got that information from over SouFLo platform. Matter of fact, they'll go away and say, I got that information from SouFLo. You haven't seen what I've seen. You haven't been where I've been. Or maybe you have. But when they say they have, I say link me offline. I'm not hide enough. I don't hide. Watch this. I got two phones. Business phone, it red, it hot. Personal phone. Call the business phone. FaceTime me. And I'll ask you to pull out and show me a couple of things. And if you can pull out and show me a couple of things, then you've been where I've been. You haven't been where I've been. So I can't argue with you. You're out here talking off emotions, and you're out here talking off straight ignorance and overly patriotic. A lot of these people love, oh, I love Jamaica and I love it to death. What do you love? The rivers, the streams, the green trees, the bushes, the land, the landscape, the beaches. What do you love? Because you can't love Jamaica without loving its people. You can't love America without loving its people. You can't love a country without loving its people. So what is it that you actually love? Because you come and talk a whole heap of nonsense in the early morning. If you think that Jamaica's forces are trained better than US forces, you have another thing coming. You have another thing coming. Let me tell you something. And this is facts, okay? This is facts. Probably going a bit farther than I care to with the audience, but I will. Let me share something with you. We have a box, right? It's a glass case. And in that glass case has countries that we can take over in 24 hours. Lock it down and seal it in 24 hours. You know who's in that in the box along with others? Jamaica. You know where I was when I saw that? I was in an infantry unit and I got shipped to somewhere in Europe. I won't say where. And when I got there on that base, I'm curious. I look around at everything. There was this glass box. It labeled countries we can take over in 24 hours or less. Looked in the box. This is interesting. Boom, Jamaica right there. If you don't think they can, now we're comparing US powers to Jamaica firepower. Come on, man. Come on. I love Jamaica too. Okay? And like I said before, me now and give it up for nobody. My neighbor train cut there, my ancestry, everything. The roots, the culture, everything. But at the same time, I've been to some places, I've seen some things. I allowed myself to be subjected to some things just so I can take that knowledge with me through life. I've learned some things. It's sad that when some of us go through it to get it and then come bring it back to some of you just backed out our hands up and continue with the foolishness. Jamaica has 3 million people that can't defend themselves from takeover. They could probably defend themselves from takeover of another island or a small country that is not as skilled and high-powered. Majority of our shooters, and I call them shooters, I won't say what their real description is, will knock you down from 4 blocks away, 5, 6 blocks away. Majority of you in here know what a block length is. You'll lean like this and sit behind that rifle and you'll wait there for 3 and 4 days roll sideways and pissing shit in the same spot, roll back over to his rifle till he get that call. And it's him and his spotter there. Yeah, man, on already, man. Just know that Jamaican already. Stop your foolishness. And I love Jamaica to death, but it's not ready. So like I said, it's not about Andrew's powers around him. Oh, bro got so well protected. You see, some of y'all see the man roll up in a one car with tint up and it's a luxury car. And then it have 4 or 5 car follow back it and in front it, and you think, oh, he's so highly protected. Nothing like that can ever happen. Haiti's president rode the same way. He rode the same way with well-trained people around him, even around his house. Did you see the wall around his property? Want to see the wall? It's not because it can't happen because, oh, his forces are so strong. It's because he's playing the game. I get that. I got that yesterday. For sure, I got that yesterday. Benjamin says the entire Caribbean is at the mercy of the U.S. Tells. Certain people name me not even calling up. And I don't for a reason. Manetta Thompson says, what is America waiting for? He's a good boy, man. A good boy. But IQ being Arangas, that's true. China has a huge army, but it ain't about huge army no more. It's not about huge army no more. It's a whole different ball game being played. A whole different ball game being played. But to answer that question, can it happen? Yes, it can. It can. It's a free-for-all, man. Leave your comment in the comment section below. I'm going to be more interactive in the comment section. I think we have about 13 minutes left for the show. SouFLo, Iowa Special Forces and Jamaica doesn't get close to what we know. And this is Roderick Shaw. Now, I'm not here to see, usually, shout out to Roderick. You did that. And if you did that, then you know what I know. But I'm just telling you, I'm just telling those who don't know. Sometimes when people curse me out, they say stuff like that though. But you're not curse me out in a Roderick, so you're good. But sometimes when people curse me out, they say stuff like that. You're talking foolishness, you're talking shit. I'm special forces and I did this and that. FaceTime me. FaceTime me. A lot of people get on the internet and they talk about their qualifications just so they could disrespect you, and they don't actually have those qualifications. That's not them. That's why I say this internet thing and how we are now. Remember I said it earlier? Suck up to mother. Or I am special forces and you're talking foolishness and I've been to this and done that. I'm not hiding. FaceTime me. You got to pull out a couple of things. I got a DD-214 sitting right here with an official seal on it. FaceTime me. And I got some other stuff that if you could pull those out, then we could have that conversation. Until then, you're just trying to be disrespectful and trying to justify your disrespect with more lies. How do you do that as a grown person, by the way? Isn't that stuff that kids do? No, seriously. I know something what Pickney do. Pickney get online and be like, I talk about that. I'm big nut boy. I think about boy. You're a grown person. You're supposed to be an adult. Don't believe you. Him not set me up. Magic Mike, he ain't setting me up. I know when to speak and what to say. Trust me. I know when to speak and what to say. I'm always under Miranda rights. Boy, I don't know. I don't know. It's the people of Haiti. The people of Haiti are a resilient people, man. And the thing about Haiti is this. Haiti has been far too, let's use the word messed up. Haiti has been far too messed up for too long. Let's speak out on behalf of Haiti for a second. Haiti has been far too messed up for far too long. And I've seen us go clear across the other side of the earth saying that we're there to help people and free people. And Haiti is a small island that is 90 miles off our shores. 90 miles. We're in what's called the triangle. Jamaica is 90 miles from Haiti. Haiti is 90 miles from Florida, Key West. That triangle right there is 90, 90, 90. That's 90 miles away. And them can go 90 miles to help, to uplift. It's always something that going. Oh, hundreds of millions of dollars was funneled into Haiti to help with whatever. Oh, and then the money disappeared and somebody took it, and let's talk about that for another 100 years while everybody there suffers just the same and try to rebuild from rubbles. And then they get hit with another thing and another leader is assassinated. I was around from John Bertrand Aristide. I remember going to school in Miami and them little kids were like, Aristide, Aristide. That's when I first started learning about Haiti. But Haiti could have been helped. You know, I look at the people who claim to want better for Haiti, and I look at how small Haiti is. These people could band together and help Haiti to be in a better position than she is in. Why must they be considered the poorest country in the West? The poorest country in the West is what they label them as. Why? They were once the richest. So how did it get to that? Who made them the poorest? Now I know everybody got their answers now. Who made them the poorest? Was it through legal means? Should they not receive some kind of a compensation? We're living in modern times. Shout out to my Haitian people, man. I see the struggle. I told you we know different. We know different. Magic Mike, you're right about that one. The majority of its people are poor. Just like Jamaica, the majority of Jamaican people are poor. But we know how to make poor look good. So we style poor until everybody said, oh, poor look rich. Because you know we were raised with that, whatever happens in the house, stay in the house and don't wear problems on your face outside. And we are prideful people, so even if we have to use the same cooking oil or we cook with oil of skin because we can't afford lotion, or we have to decide between lotion and cooking oil, and you know, we came up a certain way and it is embedded in us culturally now to be a certain way. See? Can't tell Jamaicans them say them poor. All when them dirt poor. They'll go around the corner and say, baby, I think they'll make something go on for me now. And then they'll come out on Front Street clean and pretty. And they same one to be like, no broke foreign around you, move your poor self. Money was set. Hey man, it can happen. It can happen. Haiti was destabilized in a manner which we saw happen in the streets of Jamaica in the 80s. Now, them time that, this is before my time, when the big old shootout in the road and all these things. I've seen the videos though. So if it happened before, it can happen again. Just like you see now, that is why the gunmen in Jamaica are controlled. Who's controlling them? Because they are controlled. Who's controlling them? How come gunman can pull out a gun that make police run? Make soldier office stay down this up? And we don't have gun factories. We don't build guns. So you see, all by design, and it's going to stay just like that until the unseen hand decides that it's time to do away with and move into a new phase. Don't draw me out. I never said nobody name. And some people name I never call. I just let y'all think what you want to think. But shout out to my Haitians. A very resilient people. Been through so much, man. All for what, though? All for what? D-Max says, who announces the plan of security to the criminals? It's yes, we're gonna lock down West Kingston starting July 10th, and it's like July 8th. We're gonna be locking down West Kingston starting July 10th, and we're gonna be from Mona Street over to Tavern. And this is gonna be our area of operation, and we're gonna be there from 7 a.m. tomorrow, and we should be pulling out in 2 weeks. If things don't get a little bit better, then we might extend. But right now, our tentative plan is we're going to be there for 2. Read between the lines. Read between the lines. Jamaica, you are not far off from Haiti. You're not. So big up, bro God. Go and play the game, bro God. Need like a stability here, so. I don't want to say nothing to you like that, because then a whole heap of people would have power. And a beer killing would follow. Because some of them would think it's the end of the world. That end of the world doctrine that they preach. It's the end of the world. You might as well kill, pillage, rape, plunder anyway. The whole way are dead. Lost hope. It's a dangerous thing when people lose all hope, you know. When a man feel hopeless, you see? And him say, yo, F it there, man. Everything done F up already. So here what? Me just go F up everything else too in the process. It's a bad mind state to be in when you've lost all hope. That thing are designed for pressure the people them into feeling hopeless. Then if them can do that to him, who is me? You know, that mind frame, if them can do that to him, who is me? I'm going to keep my mouth, sit down over here so I'm going to sip my poverty and accept my conditions. I'm sure he's rattled, JC. I'm sure Prime Minister Andrew Holness is rattled by this. Him know more what going on than most of us know what going on. Him have a more in-depth insight. Now, don't take it away from me and go tell people about, yeah, SouFLoTV said Andrew know the inside details what go on. Him probably good all that they plan it with them. And somehow, man. I'm saying, just like how when it comes to military stuff, I know more stuff than someone who never served and never went in, especially into combat arms. You haven't been to combat, you can't tell me about what goes on in combat. It's the same way. We haven't been in his position, so we don't know the behind the scenes. He knows. Quite plain and simple. All right? Yes, this is way bigger than us. Way bigger than us. The system laid down by the French remains in place. Old system in former colonial countries need to be broken down. And as soon as you open your mouth to say that, where does that? And then our leaders be like, well, now. As I was saying, I'll work with you on whatever plan you have. B. Edwards says Haiti has only itself to blame. Too much political fights, too much coups and corruption. B. Edwards, you're lost. You're lost. You're lost. You're lost. That Petrojam scandal there, you know, the people in the streets were saying this Petro-Carib money that was missing in the big Petro-Carib scandal. And a lot of the people were saying that Moise needs to return the money because he is robbing the people and we're here dirt poor. Our kids can't go to school. We can't eat no food, nothing. They're gonna make dirt biscuit and all these things. Thank you, Omega Dreads, gaming channel. That's facts. Quena 876, we know that that's another problem. That's just one of the many things that are a part of the whole circle of Shabak crew just going on. See? Haiti should reminisce back to Papa Doc and Toussaint Louverture. Blessings so flow to you and the family. Jamaica should revert back to. Let me stop talking, man, for them come call me up. Talk about I am inciting. Bro, God, you're my friend. I just big up yourself. But yeah, I'm not a fan of what's going on. Just put it that way. You know, like how two brothers disagree. Like we have the same mom and the same dad, but we don't agree on everything. Even you and your mom, who you love so much, don't agree on everything. You know what I mean? But it doesn't change your love and your respect for her, kind of thing. Same thing. So there's no hard feeling, no bad feelings, no ill will wished upon. We don't want that in Jamaica at all. At all. It would change a lot of things though. Hypothetically speaking, if that was to happen, it would change a lot of things. But I see crazy chaos would follow before order. Now you know. Them tell me one time, sir, there's I don't know how to say it. There are entities that create chaos and then they bring the order to the chaos. Yeah. Too much gun coming from Haiti to Jamaica, and people are so crazy. They blame Haiti for that, but Haiti herself don't have any gun factories, fam. You know what I'm saying? But we pit Haitians against Jamaicans. I like them 3 Haitian there. There's so much gun them a send come at Jamaica. And them not make the gun them neither. They don't control that waterway between either. Know what I mean? Wyclef must be happy he didn't win. Wyclef had to run out of Haiti, okay? They actually attempted to assassinate Wyclef in Haiti. I don't know if y'all know that. I don't know that. When Wyclef was like, oh, I've had this illustrious musical career, and and now I think it's time to take things to another level. And, you know, a lot of Haitians have been saying, Wyclef, you're powerful, you're wealthy, you know, you're the perfect person for it. And he went down there. As soon as he put foot in there, pashing, pashing, wang, 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 wang. Whew. Am I all right? Am I get hit? No? Okay. But he came back there and he did the big press conference. They wasn't playing with him. He wasn't about to use that influence and power that he gained through music to come sit in that chair. You're not the kind that we want in that chair, sir. Hello. Oh, you're going. Oh, are you really? Okay. Hey, so I snapped it out to the 12 room says 13 finish over. All right. Pashing, wang, 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 wang. Pashing, wang, wang, wang. Yeah. Take that network and bounce. Stacey Ann Williams, thank you. Stacey Ann says, thank you so for breaking things down because I don't always catch the news or what is really going on in the world. Bless up, Stacey. And listen, sometimes when all the news does is give news. The news doesn't break down anything for you. We all know that. That's why I don't do news. Just go to the news for the news. I'll take from the news what the topic is, and then I'll go research stuff, and I'll go look up stuff, and I'll add my own what I know from life experience stuff, and so on and so forth, and add that to that. Give you a broader picture of what's happening so you have a better understanding. That's it. That's all me do. So, yeah, Wycliffe had to take away himself. He wanted to be, though, and he would. I have no doubt that he would have probably been one of the best. But you have good intentions, man, until you sit in that chair. It's just like a corrupt police officer that had good intentions. All along growing up, he wanted to be a police, right? I'm going to clean up bad guys off the street, Mom. I'm going to make my country safe and my city safe, Mom. I want to be a police officer, Dad. And then he got in there and him linked with the faction of corrupted police, and they're like, yo, this is how we do it. This is how we get down. This is an 8-man team. If you ain't a part of this, and you're like, okay, now I'm here, it's not what I thought it was going to be. Now I got to play by a whole different set of rules. I finally became what I always told my mom and my dad I was going to become and wanted to be. They're proud of me. You know, SouFlo been saying that since he was 6 years old. You know, look at my baby. He finally did it enough. Stuck. Now I got to live some other kind of life after accomplishing that. Same thing for our leaders. They have great intentions. They have great intentions. I'm going to turn Jamaica around. When I get in there, I'm going to do this. That's why you hear them elect me. And I'll make sure that so-and-so happens and this goes that way and that goes this way. And then they get in there and then they get that tap on the shoulder. Hey, hello. All right. Now that you're here, this is how it's done. And you do this, that, and that only. Got it? All right. Fist bump. Good job. Don't do anything different. We might have to spank you. Yes, sir. So understand where we're at, man, and what time we're living in. All right. Big up to the Haitian people again. We're past the hour. Shout out to everyone that tuned in this morning. Stay tuned for the video. If you want to know what happened in the house, when they went into his house, who else was in there, what happened to them besides his wife, it's detailed down to the detail. How they found him, everything. Down to what he was wearing and how what went and what. I have all of it. Okay? It's in the video coming up after Morning Thoughts. Give it about an hour. I'm going to make Morning Thoughts resonate with you, and then I'm going to put that video out. I see people telling lies on my platform and saying certain things, so I had to go do the research again because I don't want my platform to be about misinformation. I don't want my platform to be about promoting misinformation. Right? And for the people that will feel like they might trouble me when they say certain things, you're not troubling me. I can easily go delete, block. That's it. So I respect everybody. That's why you get an answer, because I respect even you too. Okay? All right. I just some of the things. You know, we have to go well diplomatic and thing because, you know. So anyhow, big up to each and every one of you, man. And I'll catch you on Morning Thoughts tomorrow morning right here on SouFLoTV. It'll be our Friday, and we'll go in. If nothing more crazy don't happen within today to tomorrow. All right? Peace and blessings. The way the system are set up, the scenario can't happen. All right, man, I'm out. Peace. Continue the conversation with each other. That's what the platform is for. All right?